Feodor, it is great to finally meet you, man.
No, it's thank you for having me, Sean. It's great to meet you.
This is exciting. You've had such a dynamic career across TV, film, animation, gaming. I got to know, like, what first sparked your passion for storytelling? And did you ever imagine working across so many different parts of the entertainment world?
Gosh, well, I could tell you that certainly I got the acting bug like a lot of people do in high school. It was actually an English class. Miss Fuller and introduced us to it was we were reading Death of a Salesman, and she showed us Dustin Hoffman's performance on Broadway as Willie Loman on video, and I just something about that, just seeing his performance in that play really just kind of transformed himself in this role that really just kind of spoke to me. And I was like, wow, I want to do that, whatever that, and not even really knowing exactly what that might entail. But just being able to use your whole body and face and voice and to tell a story, I think really appealed to me. And so, yeah, I kind of went the usual route of doing school plays and drama class and all that. But to answer your second question, no, I don't think I ever really imagined I would be working in so many different fields. But I think that's a great lesson that I've learned over my career, that to really just leave yourself open to all the possibilities. Because this is the kind of industry where work can be scarce. So certainly, if you make yourself available to different genres and different fields, you're just gonna increase your chances to actually make some money.
Well, you are in high demand, I would say. Everyone knows you for many different things. You've done so many great roles as well. I know gamers know you for different roles, but obviously, like Zenyatta and Overwatch. But you've also voiced plenty of other iconic video game characters. Do you approach video game roles differently than TV or animation? And what's the biggest challenge or reward in bringing these characters to life?
I do actually. When it comes to video games, I always feel because like television or film, the audience is generally kind of passive. You're just kind of sitting there taking the story in. But with video games, the player is an active participant, and because of that, I think when you're voicing a character, you want to just dial things up a notch, and that doesn't necessarily mean like volume or energy, but it's just kind of an intensity. And I think you'll find in a lot of the lines in video games, they're often straight up commands, really. And so I think that's, you want to engage the player. And so, yeah, you just want to dial it up a bit more. And that to me is the main difference.
To me, like video game voiceover work for video game, it's almost like being on stage, like a theater. Like it's kind of
Sure. Yeah.
It's translated that, because when you watch a play, it's almost elevated and you got to kind of work a little bit harder to get that intensity out there, because it's very practical what you see on stage. You don't have the help of special effects really, or visual effects or VFX and stuff like that. And I think that's translated into video games, which makes video games so awesome to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
The theatrics of it.
Yeah, no, that's a great comparison. Yeah,
Sure. And your character, is a real fan favorite in Overwatch universe, So what kind of personal connection do you have with that character, and have any, fan moments that really surprised you or stick with you to this day?
To this day, it's been, I guess we just had was it the 9-year anniversary? It's hard to believe we've been doing it that long, but, to this day, I wish and I strive to be more like Zenyatta. And I think I like to think I'm a pretty chill guy, but he is the ultimate just chill. I mean, it's in his name. He is very zen. And so I often I would find myself sometimes when I go into a session, because I can tend to get, in LA, you might get some traffic or whatnot. And I admittedly might be prone to a little road rage. And so, if I'm coming into the studio to be Zenyatta, I have to just take a minute and just breathe and, just let his zenness, come into me. So, yeah. but it's I've been grateful for that because he's definitely, he's helped me to be a little more peaceful myself.
I mean, it's a good character to have in your back pocket whenever you need them.
Definitely,
And
definitely.
especially in this world we're in, especially with
Yeah,
traffic in
absolutely.
LA.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You're no stranger to the world of Marvel, and
Mm,
it's super exciting because we're getting you to return as Wenwu in Marvel Zombies, a
yes.
project that I feel like we've been waiting for a long time, and everything I've seen has made us super excited. I
Yeah.
want to know what you can tease about this darker twist on the character, and what was it like stepping back into this Marvel sandbox?
Oh gosh. I know it's always an honor and a pleasure to work in the Marvel universe there. And yeah, I could say it's definitely I think there was at least one what if episode that had some Marvels the zombies in there. And so I think it's definitely in that vein. And yeah, definitely can't tell you too much, but I think it's, what I got to see was pretty great, and it's going to be a lot of action, and it's yeah, it's going to be very exciting. It's going to be very exciting.
Yeah, I know all of us nerds and Marvel fanatics are super excited for that. I mean, you've done so much. You're just I feel like we don't have enough time to go through everything that you've done. You've done so many amazing things. One of the projects you're part of, which I loved and I grew up being a fan of, was Futurama. That
Mhm.
was a show I felt like it literally was ahead of its time, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
right.
in the
No,
name.
literally, yes, yes. Go with it.
So
Yeah.
you voice Leo Wong, which I love that character, and he brings some serious energy into that world. What is it like being part of such a beloved legacy series, and how do you balance the overtop comedy with like a grounded character work?
Hmm. Well, I think for one thing, it always comes down to the writing, and certainly, the writers and producers on Futurama are always just, they're so brilliant, and they manage that really kind of over the top comedy with kind of real biting commentary, and it yeah, it makes your job easy, really, and plus. A lot of the episodes we did actually in person in studio and getting to play with the legends, Billy West and John DiMaggio and Lauren Tom. It was it's just you just got to keep up, and it was a great time.
I love seeing all these shows come back in any capacity. I kind of want to ask you, like, is there a TV show, animated or a sitcom, that you would love to see revived?
Ah, that is a good question. Hmm. You know, I don't know. Well, this is, I mean, kind of my nerdy. I think I was in the sixth grade when it first came out, but Moonlighting with Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd, to me, that was, I think, as a kid, the first time I his David Addison, I was like, this is my first conception of cool. Like, this guy is cool, and just the fast talking kind of vibe, the throwback to those old Hollywood movies. I would love to see like a take on that. They brought back Moonlighting, something like that, and like solve a different case every week. That'd be really
I've never heard someone bring that up, but that's a good choice. I mean, they brought back Matlock, I
yeah,
mean,
right. Yeah, they did.
they bring back so many things.
They
So, I
really
mean,
did.
so many
They really did.
choices. That's a good one. We gotta put that out there, and they gotta give you credit for that.
Hey, yeah, and I'm available.
I love that. A show like, TV shows are really hard for me to get behind of because it's of time, right? But like the
Mm,
binge worthy stuff is amazing. That's why
yes.
I love streaming services. And one I'm really late to the party, but I started watching for the first time was Love, Death, and Robots. And I
Oh,
thought,
yeah,
I was like, this is a wild, just
yeah,
everything's wild about it
yeah.
from the get go.
Yes, yes.
It's really cool, really awesome. And you take on this villainous role in the show, a show that's known for really pushing creative limits. It's something I really haven't seen. What
Yeah.
drew you to that project, and what can viewers expect if they've never seen this?
I mean, I'd say Love, Death, and Robots is essentially, it's like an animated version of maybe Black Mirror, I guess. It's an anthology series, so every episode is different, and they're all pretty short, like maybe 15-minute episodes. But you're gonna see some of the just wildest, different forms of animation, like stop motion, just a normal animation, 3D. The episode I worked on was motion capture, actually. So we were there in the suits and everything. And the job, it was Blur Studio in particular who did that episode, and the job they did was just tremendous. But yeah, if you like, kind of sci-fi, kind of dark, kind of twisted, tales, it's a real fun ride.
Have you done mocap before?
I have, yeah.
So where has like mocap come from when you first did it to where it is now? How much has it changed?
It's definitely evolved a bit, and I think mainly, I think these days, it used to take like maybe about half an hour beforehand, and a makeup artist would have to put the dots on your face, and that would take a while. And I don't think that they have different technologies now, but I don't think they have to do that anymore, which is helpful, because that could take some time. But as far as the actual procedure of it, it's still really pretty remarkable. And it's interesting you mentioned theater earlier, because I always say doing motion capture, it's like doing a play and shooting a movie at the same time, where it's like you have a close up, but you're shooting the wide, because you see your whole body. So it's like it's a fully immersive, and you just have to be, engaged and on it, in your whole body the whole time. And so it takes a little getting used to, but once you do, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think mocap is one of the coolest things that they use for all types of projects, from video games to film. And you've worked across so many different mediums: games, animation, Marvel TV. What's one role that really pushed you as an artist or changed how you approach your craft?
Oh boy, gosh, I'd say there. It's something else I could tease that. There's something, the trailer dropped not too long ago, but I can't yet say what it is, or at least announce my involvement in it. But yeah, getting to work on that, and it was a motion capture performance. Yeah, that really pushed me, and it was. I think it's going to be a terrific project, and sorry to kind of tease you like that.
What a tease!
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
I love hearing that, Feodor. Last, I'm going to ask this: if you could voice or play any character, no limits, no rules, who would it be and why?
Oh boy, wow. Gosh, hmm. Well, I mean, I think I Batman has always been, a great, a hero to, because he's such a complicated character. That would be a lot of fun.
And we all want to be Batman. All of us grew up loving Batman.
Yeah, I think that's secretly too. Yeah, it's all every boy's dream.
What was the how did you get involved with Batman? From the comics, the show? What was your first introduction to Batman?
Certainly, as a kid, it was the reruns of the Adam West show, and I think and we all know that is like kind of goofy and pretty campy. But I was the right age when the Tim Burton movie dropped in '89, and that was just mind blowing. Back when people used to actually line up for movies and that kind of thing. But it was Michael Keaton will always be my Batman. He was the perfect blend of like capturing that kind of, because he's such an odd quirky character, and Michael Keaton himself is he really does those characters well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was a very important movie for the industry, for comic book movies, for Batman itself. I
Yeah.
mean, really lay down what could be done in the right way to do it. But Fedor, it was so great to talk to you. I'm gonna talk to you again about that tease when I figure
absolutely. No, we'll talk again. We'll talk again for sure.
We'll do that. But once again, it's a real pleasure, and until next time.
Yeah, thank you, Sean.